Welcome, worm wizards. We're going to get your garden growing greener this season with the power of worm castings tea. And we're also going to give you 9 benefits of using worm casting tea. And starting it off with number 1, probably the most important, that's going to be as a foliar spray for your plants. And, whether it's indoors or outdoors, all plants can benefit with a foliar spray. And what it does is it makes a light, almost waxy coating on the leaves, and all the benefits that were in the worm bin are then put on the plant to deter pests and to let them know, hey, there's worms here, maybe we don't need to mess with it, it's a healthy plant. Whereas if an aphid or another type of pest, if it's not there, that waxy coating, they're going to eat right through, especially on brassicas and stuff like cauliflower and cabbage and stuff like that. Those are going to get hit first. So especially for your early spring crops and your fall crops would benefit greatly with worm casting tea. So moving on to number 2 is going to be nutrients, and everything that was in the worm bin, like I said, all the beneficial soil life is then extracted through the worm tea, and it is in the liquid. So when you water your plants, the roots then uptake those nutrients, and you can see it in the plant growth. And there will be greener plants and more vibrant within 24 hours. So number 3 is going to be soil life. And when we harvest our worm castings, we then take those castings and make sure that they're fresh, and we harvest, then we make the worm tea that day, so it's as fresh as it can be with the most soil life straight from the worm bin. And then when we add the water and aeration to it, it then just increases the soil life exponentially. And then we pack it fresh and ship the next day to you. That way it's as fresh and full of life as any worm tea, and I do think it'll be some of the best worm tea you ever tried, and if you haven't tried it, I think it would work out for you. Number 4 is going to be seed germination, and starting plants from a seed, you want to take extra care of that seed and give it everything it needs to be a big, strong, healthy plant. That way it's a happy plant for you, and to get that, worm tea is going to give it the beneficial life that was in the worm bin. And especially if your potting mix that you made doesn't have worm castings, you're going to get the benefits of having worm castings without having worm castings. But that's just the soil life initially and not the soil structure you get with worm castings. So always recommend a small amount of worm castings in your mix. The 5th benefit is going to be plant safe. So a lot of stuff out there to help your plants grow on the shelf. If you use too much, you can burn your plant and mess up the leaves, and also totally wipe out your plants with it. So another great tool if you're a beginner to then use worm tea for your plants. And all plants are safe as far as I know, that it won't mess them up. Number 6 is going to be plant growth. And when we make our worm tea, we carefully source the ingredients and nutrients that go into it. And so with that said, it's going to help your plant grow, and you're going to notice it within 24 hours. And also what you can't see, and that is the plant roots and the network of underground roots that will be benefited from what we put in the worm tea and how we raised our worms, you will see increased root mass and root growth. Alright, number 7 is going to be transplanting, and when you transplant, it's kind of stressful for the plant anyway, so you want to give it all the help you can give it at a critical time, and that's with worm tea. Number 8 is going to be lawn care, and that is to get your grass looking green and healthy. Last but not least, number 9 is going to be, you got to water your plants anyway at least once a week, and why not water them with something that's going to help more than just regular tap water, and that's going to be with worm castings tea once a week. Or if you can't do once a week, I do recommend at least once every 2 weeks. And thank you for staying till the end, absolute legends, and check out harleysworms.com to get you some glass mason jar worm tea, and worm castings are now for sale, back in stock. Thank you. See you next time.